All right. I think we're live here. I'm trying to be outside today, which was actually the plan yesterday. And we're just getting this set up. I'm Doug Cunnington from Niche Site Project, of course, and I'm just sitting out on the patio here. And I didn't share this around as much because I'm just doing this from my phone instead of the laptop. So we're gonna do some Q&A today. Hopefully it won't be too windy or noisy. And hopefully we got some people on. So Wesley, what's up? Feel free to get the questions rolling. And yeah, the other day I wanted to just go outside because it's kind of, it's nice here. There's not snow on the ground and stuff. So I was planning on like going outside and doing a live stream, but I ended up doing it from the coffee shop and the audio ended up being absolutely terrible. So I'll probably reshoot that content again and I'll have to figure out a better way to get this stuff streaming. So I'm trying to improve the lighting here. I'm kind of backlit, which is not what I want, and I don't really want to sit in the corner. See, there's all these like tech issues that like get in the way, but at least we're out here doing something. So, what questions do you have? I've been booked up like pretty tight here recently. I did a little experiment that I'll share with people coming up in probably a couple weeks. But if if you saw the email I sent on Wednesday, a whole lot of people commented on a video by Noah Kagan over there. So that was cool because I think Noah, like I had exchanged some tweets with him and some couple emails in the past, but I'm sure he knows exactly who I am now. So that was cool. That worked out well. But the byproduct of that was I am doing like 15-minute one-on-one chats with people, which is cool to just like talk to people that haven't connected with me before. And it's been interesting overall. And it also means that like my day is like broken up with these 15-minute meetings like across several days. So that actually kind of sucks really bad. It's cool to talk to people, but basically, you know, I have to like do all my work like before I start talking on the one-on-one chats, because basically if you stop working for like 15 minutes it kind of sucks. So I haven't really gotten much done today at all. And today's just straight up Q&A. Leo, what's up? We got Nick on. And yeah, is the audio reasonable today? I hope so. I'm just backlit here. I need to get like a full lamp. What I don't want to do is sit like right in the corner, but I guess this is actually much better because you can't see anything at this point. All right. So if there aren't any questions, I could just answer a couple that people were asking me through some of the Q&As that I was doing with individuals and stuff like that. By the way, if you have the opportunity to give the thumbs up, I like this video, that would be helpful. I would appreciate it. So yeah, like I said, it's really nice out here, but the lighting sucks if I'm backlit. So we'll just do it this way, and maybe I'll adjust sometime in the future. Maybe plan ahead a little bit more. So some common questions that I got, and I gotta go fast today. So some common questions that I got. One person I just spoke with was working on a site for about a year. It was quite narrow in focus, and he has maybe like 30 posts. He was like, what should I do? Should I keep working on it? It looks like maybe it's too competitive. I'm not really sure. So the interesting thing is, a person has worked on it for the better part of a year, a little over a year. So he's patient. The site actually looks really good, but there's essentially no traffic. So for him, he did have some KGR content, and my recommendation was to actually go out and get some backlinks at this point, cover that area, because you can rank kinda, with KGR content, but you do at some point have to get some backlinks to your site, and he virtually had like none, zero. So it was pretty important for him to go and make some progress in the. There's a dog howling, which seems weird. So um, he had not done any link building at all. So that is something I told him, like, hey, go out there and get like 10 guest posts, and then maybe focus getting all those links on one post. So that was like the advice there. And I see Nick mentioned covering guestographics over regular guest posts. So first thing, I've never like had a successful campaign. I've tried a guestographic type campaign like one time, and it was kind of okay, but I, in full honesty and disclosure, I didn't push it that hard because I wasn't as interested in it, I think. And the other part is, um, I think it's probably effective to do in niches that aren't already saturated with that kind of content. So, I mean, the guestographic idea has been around for a while, but I think it's important to like make sure you don't go to an industry where it's like super saturated. So an example would be like the health area. Now, there's two sides of the coin to that, of course, but the issue is, so like Health Ambition by the guys at Authority Hacker, like they give like specific examples of like they've got going, or sorry, they give specific examples of like executing that technique and like how well it worked for them. Well, if you try and do it in the fitness area, the good part is people accept those and they let those fly. The bad part is some marketers like the Authority Hacker guys that run Health Ambition, they have saturated like that market. So like you have to have something unique. So the point is, like if you're doing something, it does have to be unique. Won't be it won't be as like effective or as easy as anyone makes it sound. But that's basically everything. Everything sounds fairly easy from a conceptual basis, but when you actually try and do it, it's harder than you think it's going to be. But that is basically everything in life, always. So the guestographics, I think like if you give it a shot, I think it'll work. And I think just like guest posting, it will take an amount of effort and dedication and like learning the process. There's going to be a lot of portions of it that like don't work with the first time around, and you'll have to adjust and tweak it from there. So I'm sure it'll work. I think the big takeaway, like take a step back, it's not about like combining infographics with guest posting. It's about combining 2 or 3 ideas together to get an interesting combination that maybe hasn't been done before. So I combined the skyscraper with guest posting because no one cared about my skyscraper. But if I guest posted, I could actually link to the skyscraper post. So, you can do something like that. So the guestographics, that's combining the infographics with guest posting. So, maybe you somehow combine the skyscraper with the infographics and guest posting. So you have like an actual, like really kind of unique thing that you're working with. So that is, that's my thought on guestographics. I'm sure it'll work. And then next, hey Dennis, what's up? Leo asked when my interview with Lion Zeal will be live. I am not sure. I haven't talked to Daryl in a few weeks, but he said at the time he was like queuing up, doing a lot of interviews, trying to get ready to roll things out and sort of catch up. So I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll let me know coming up soon. I will tell you there are there are some things that I haven't, that are published out there that I haven't sent out yet. And as more, by the way, ask more questions, everyone, while we're just hanging here. Hi, Nigel. What's up? Thanks for joining up today. I'm going to try and put this baby on a tripod so I'm not shaking it around so much. Okay. All right. So, there are 2 podcasts out that I was interviewed on that published in the last week, but I haven't mentioned it. I'll tell you why in a second. I think another one is either going live today or maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. Those are going to be interesting. It's a lot of the topics that I've talked about before, but of course, like each interview is a little different. People focus on different areas, and I have other new brilliant insights that I share on those. So I haven't sent them out yet because I'm at a point where one, I'm trying to figure out where to focus my time. So just like all of you, I am overwhelmed with what the hell I need to work on, and I'm looking at a couple areas where I'm like, all right, I could really focus in on this, and wow, that sure would be interesting. And then another area where I'm like, wow, I'm really getting traction here. I need to double down, triple down on that, focus all my energy there. Unfortunately, it's 2 separate things that are basically unrelated. They are not related at all, and I see like a path in both areas to go strong and push hard, and I probably need to focus like 6 months on one and then 6 months on the other, and I'm not sure where to do it. So I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, if I can get some writers, I could tell you specifically, if I can like get some writers in place, get a couple of content managers in place, I could publish a ton of content on a specific site and really make a difference. The problem is, like, a lot of that requires hand holding along the way, unless I like set it up to have a sprint of work done while I'm doing something else. So to publish content on Niche Site Project, it takes me hours, many hours to write like a blog post, and even then I wish I could spend more time on them, but I'm trying to get them out. So the thing is, I am working on like setting some things up that'll run by themselves at least for a few weeks, so I could focus 100% at least for a few weeks on one thing. So my hope is I'll be able to send out content. I'll be able to send out these podcasts that I've done here recently, and like push people over to whenever Daryl's podcast goes live, podcast and like interview on YouTube goes live, I'll be able to send people to those areas where I've like been talking about stuff. So, and I think, probably what's going to happen, everything takes longer than you think. So I think all this stuff is going to hit around the same time where like Lion Zeal is going to go live. I'm going to have the new podcast coming out. I'm trying to network more. I have an interview set up with someone on Monday to talk about Amazon affiliate stuff. So I'm trying to get things in place. But the fact is, I really need to just say, all right, I'm going to ignore this other thing here and work really hard on this other area. So, okay, cool. Nick, you started a podcast. That's cool. Nigel mentions that it's 2 a.m. and you're up watching my live video. So I hope you were up already and you didn't wake up just for this. But if you did, I really appreciate it. So thanks for spending time. If you have any questions, Nigel, you're up. You should definitely ask. Okay, World Travel says the sound is better today. Nick, let me know about that podcast. Feel free to share it on here. Nigel says, to be effective for KGR, does the words in the title need to be in the same order as the long tail? Ideally, right? That's the best way to do it. But if it doesn't make sense, then you should phrase it. You should phrase the keyword or the sentence or whatever it is so that it makes sense. Like, don't make the title weird just because like the keyword sounds weird. So just make it sound natural. I mean, at the end of the day, you want someone to see the result pop up and think, oh, that's the article that I was looking for, not that it sounds awkward. So, and Ben says, two pages that, let's see, what to do with pages that rank for the same keyword, merge the content on one page. Cool. Good question. Yeah. Merge it on one page and do a 301 redirect. That's usually what I do. And people ask about, hey, should I publish like 3 posts all in the same, should I combine all these keywords in one post or separate them into 3 like shorter posts? There's no right answer because you may have to adjust either way. For me, the easiest thing to do is publish them separately and then wait a few months. And then if one's ranking and the other one isn't, then I'll combine the content and then 301 redirect the one in which I deleted over to the page that I moved over. So technically, you could deal with it however you want with your SEO plugin or whatever, but like in my theme, I'm able to 301 redirect from the post. So I actually don't delete it straight up. I just 301 redirect it. So any other questions? All right, so Nick says, you recorded episode 1 yesterday. It's going to be a full introduction series to static sites and how they differ from dynamic sites. Interesting. And I actually don't even know what that means exactly, but it does sound interesting. Vincent says, is it difficult to get Amazon Associates approval? I don't think so. I only applied once and I was approved, but I am, I'm an instructor for the people in my course, so I know a lot of people have been approved, and usually, you can publish 10 pieces of content, make sure some of it's informational, and then make sure you're not like downloading and uploading the images to your own WordPress site, and then usually you should be fine. Of course, like there's a lot of other terms of service, so don't violate any of those, but it's pretty easy to get approved. And I would say just wait until you have like a site that's getting traffic and then apply then. Like if your site doesn't get traffic, who cares if you're in the program yet? So for those that don't know, Nick is saying that WordPress is dynamic versus, okay, I guess like a static HTML site. All right. And Ben says I got a 3% conversion rate, which is low. And you've tried several things, better pictures, longer reviews to increase the conversions, but no better results. Think about it from the very beginning. So are the visitors the right visitors to like make a purchase? And here's the thing. So like my particular site that I often reference, it gets about a 12 to 13% conversion rate, which is like super high. I've never had one that high before, and it's been consistent like across like over a year. So it holds up, right? It's not just around the holidays, it's like 14 or 15%. So the thing is, the traffic is like so targeted around buyers that like that's why it converts so well. The site in Project Go White Hat, it was really around, it just got a massive amount of traffic and not all of it was buyer oriented. So the conversion rate was like 4%. And then after we made some improvements and did some stuff with content, it moved up to like, I think like 4.5%. Or where was it? It was 4, and we bumped it up to like we bumped it up by like 0.5%. Whatever it was, we bumped it up incrementally, and it was good. But the thing is, it got so much traffic that wasn't targeted, that people just didn't convert. So I would look at the beginning, make sure you're getting targeted traffic. After that, like, I mean, talking about images, I usually have, I don't have like images of the product on all my pages, by the way. There's other images, right? But I don't have images of all the products. And then I'm using these small images from the Amazon site Stripe. So like all the things we think we know, like they don't always hold up. Like I have a site that's converting really well. I don't have huge images. It's a simple site. I'm using like a pretty plain theme, and it's fine. Other people will tell you that you really need to use, like a beautiful theme, and like the way your site looks is so important. And I say that maybe it's not. I mean, I'm sure there's data that supports all like what I'm saying, and there's data that supports what they're saying. So I guess I'm not giving you a good answer, but think about the traffic. Like, are the right people coming to the site? Okay. Couple more questions here. I can't see what time it is here. But I have to go here in a second. So I will just put in the questions and I'll answer them fast, and I'll try not to ramble. What's the best way to use Amazon images? I don't know the best way, but the way I use them is I'm pulling images from the site Stripe and using just the largest one and then leaving it at that. So again, I think I'm getting the right traffic to the site. The images don't matter as much. The content matters more. The calls to action matter. And that's what I'm basing my site on. Dennis did mention that the most common issue the most common issue to not be approved for the Amazon affiliate program is thin content. I will mention, I don't know that to be true, and Dennis, I'm not sure where you're getting your data. I'm sure it's anecdotal, but that's a good point. Like, make sure your site doesn't suck as far as content goes. Hey Paul, what's up? Nigel says, is it better to merge two KGR terms into one, or have two separate articles? So this goes back to the point before. Basically, I usually do two articles. There's no right way to do it. You can make them separate or put them together, whatever you want to do. Just know you may have to adjust later. For me, it's easiest to do multiple articles that are shorter. And Nick says, can you download the images from Amazon, or can you get in trouble? Yeah, you can get in trouble. So don't do that. I may do a whole video. Actually, I will do a whole video on this. Hopefully shorter. I'm going to make my videos shorter. And you can get in trouble. You don't want to use the Amazon API images. It looks like everyone else's site that way. I agree. I totally agree. And I think that may be, part of that too. So I just use the site Stripe deal. Okay. Paul says, say I have a site that ranks fairly well for a particular type of product. How can I expand the site? Make the topic broader. Yeah, just that is kind of an unclear question, but I would say find a bunch of keywords and then write a bunch of content about it and then publish it. I have a feeling that's not really what you're asking, but yeah, if you're ranking, you have two choices. You can try and get backlinks to whatever's ranking fairly well to get like better rankings. That's probably what I would recommend. Or you could add more content. Okay. And Paul says, oh yeah, thanks for clarifying, Paul. Appreciate it. And Like, for example, include other relevant niches and products. Yeah, of course. I mean, you that would be what you would do. Just put other products that are related to the ones that you're covering in your niche. Okay. Yep, and another vote for Amazon and images, so that's probably something I'll cover here pretty soon. All right, I got a jet. Any last questions? If it comes in like right here, I'll answer one more. Okay, cool. Looks like that's it. And all right, we'll catch you on Monday. Everybody have a good weekend, and we'll see you later. Hopefully, I can like refine this outdoor process here.